The sound of desperate knocking jolted me awake. Through my bedroom window, lightening the stormy night. 3:14 a.m. Another knock, weaker this time, followed by what sounded like crying. I grabbed my phone, heart racing as I made my way downstairs. Through the peephole, I saw her, Emma, my younger sister, drenched from the rain, one hand protectively cradling her very pregnant belly. "Please, Sophie," she whimpered. I didn't know where else to go. 8 months. That's how long it had been since our family had cast her out. 8 months since Mom and Dad discovered their perfect 19-year-old daughter was pregnant by her college professor, a married man twice her age. 8 months of pretending Emma didn't exist. Before I could reach for the lock, my phone buzzed. "Mom. Don't you dare open that door, Sophie." She made her choice. She chose to shame this family. Let her deal with the consequences. My hand froze on the doorknob. At 24, I'd always been the responsible one, the one who followed rules, who never disappointed our parents. Opening this door would change everything. "Sophie, please." Emma's voice cracked. "Something's wrong with the baby." I unlocked the door. Emma collapsed into my arms, her clothes soaked, her body shaking with sobs. Her skin felt ice cold, and her pregnant belly seemed lower than it should be. Fear gripped my heart as I helped her to the couch. "He kicked me out," she whispered, wrapping herself in the blanket I offered. "Marcus, he said he couldn't risk his wife finding out. I've been sleeping in my car for 3 days." My phone kept buzzing. Mom's messages grew increasingly threatening. "You're betraying this family, Sophie. Don't come crying to us when she ruins your life too. If you help her, you're no better than she is." I turned off my phone. Emma winced, clutching her stomach. "The contractions started 2 hours ago. I went to the hospital, but they wanted insurance information. I don't have any since Dad canceled my coverage." "Contractions? But you're only 7 months along." She nodded, tears streaming down her face. "I tried calling Mom first. She hung up. Dad blocked my number months ago. I didn't know where else to go." Looking at my sister, really looking at her, I saw how much these months had aged her. The bright, bubbly teenager who left for college last year was gone. In her place sat a scared, broken young woman who'd made a terrible mistake and lost everything because of it. "We need to get you to the hospital," I said, already grabbing my keys. "I don't care about Mom and Dad. I don't care about Marcus. You're my sister, and you're not going through this alone." "But Mom said." "I don't care what Mom said." My voice came out sharper than intended. "Look at what their precious reputation has done. They'd rather see you homeless, their own daughter, than face what people might say." Another contraction hit, making Emma double over in pain. They were getting closer together. "Sophie," she grabbed my hand, her eyes wide with fear. "I'm scared. What if something's wrong with the baby? What if?" "Don't think about that now. We're getting you help." As I helped Emma to my car, my phone lit up with a final message from Mom. "If you walk out that door with her, don't bother coming back. You're choosing a disgrace over your family." I looked at Emma, trembling in the passenger seat, both hands protectively wrapped around her belly. Then I looked at Mom's message again. "No," I thought. "I'm choosing family over pride. I'm choosing my sister over appearances. I'm choosing to be human." The rain pounded against my windshield as I drove toward the hospital, breaking every speed limit. Emma's contractions were now 5 minutes apart. Too close. Too early. "I'm sorry," she whispered between breaths. "I'm so sorry for dragging you into this. You'll lose everything because of me." I reached over and squeezed her hand. "You haven't dragged me anywhere, Em. I'm exactly where I choose to be." As we pulled up to the emergency room entrance, I made a silent promise to Emma, to her unborn baby, and to myself. Our parents might have turned their backs on family, but I wouldn't. Whatever came next, we would face it together. The ER doors slid open, and I helped my sister inside, leaving behind the storm, our parents' judgment, and a lifetime of choosing appearances over love. This was my choice, and I would make it again every time. The hospital waiting room buzzed with fluorescent lights and quiet desperation. I paced while filling out Emma's paperwork, using my own insurance information. B listed as her emergency contact years ago finally meant something. "Sophie Porter," a nurse called out. "Your sister is asking for you." I found Emma in the maternity ward, hooked up to monitors, her face pale but calmer than before. The doctor, a kind-faced woman in her 50s, was reviewing some charts. "You must be the sister," she said. "I'm Dr. Martinez. We've managed to slow the contractions, but Emma's blood pressure is concerning. She's showing signs of preeclampsia. My heart sank. I'd read enough to know how dangerous that could be. The baby's heartbeat is stable, Dr. Martinez continued, but we'll need to monitor them both closely. She'll have to stay here until delivery. Emma's hand found mine. They say I could be here for weeks. Then we'll be here for weeks, I said firmly. My phone vibrated. Dad this time. I stepped into the hallway to answer, bracing myself. Your mother is in tears, he started, his voice cold. How dare you undermine our authority? Authority? I laughed bitterly. Emma could have died in that storm. Your grandchild could have died. Does that mean nothing to you? That thing isn't our grandchild. And Emma stopped being our daughter when she chose to bring shame. Stop it. My voice echoed through the hospital corridor. Listen to yourself. Your teenage daughter was manipulated by a predator, and instead of protecting her, you threw her away. What kind of parents are you? We gave her everything. No, you gave her conditions. That's not love, Dad. That's control. I heard Mom in the background, demanding the phone. Sophie, this is your last chance. Come home now, or you'll join Emma on the outside. Looking through the door window at my sister, something shifted inside me. The fear of disappointing them, the need for their approval, it all fell away. I am home, I said. I'm where I'm needed. Goodbye, Mom. I blocked their numbers before returning to Emma's room. She was crying again. I heard, she whispered. Sophie, you can't lose your family because of me. Hey, I sat beside her. You are my family. And soon this little one will be too. I placed my hand on her belly, feeling a strong kick in response. But your job, your life. My job has great maternity leave benefits, I smiled. Seems like a good time to use them. Emma's eyes widened. You can't put your life on hold. I'm not. I'm choosing to be there for my sister and my niece or nephew. Besides, I added, my apartment has a spare room, perfect for a nursery. You'd let us stay with you. Let you? I'm insisting. You're not doing this alone anymore. A knock interrupted us. Dr. Martinez returned with an ultrasound machine, ready to check on this little one. As the grainy image appeared on screen, Emma squeezed my hand tight enough to hurt. The sound of a heartbeat filled the room, strong, fast, determined. Looks like someone's eager to meet their family, Dr. Martinez smiled. Would you like to know the gender? Emma looked at me questioningly. I nodded encouragement. It's a girl, the doctor announced. A girl, my niece. Suddenly, all our parents' talk of shame and family disgrace seemed even more absurd. How could anyone reject this tiny person before even giving her a chance? Hope, Emma said softly, touching the screen. I want to name her Hope. Perfect, I whispered, watching my sister's face glow with the first real smile I'd seen in months. After the doctor left, Emma grew serious. What are we going to do when Marcus finds out? He has connections at the university. He could make trouble. Let him try, I said. I've already contacted a lawyer friend. Once Hope arrives, we'll file for child support. If he fights it, we'll expose everything. See how the university board feels about professors preying on teenage students. You've thought of everything. That's what big sisters do. I smoothed her hair back. Now get some rest. Hope needs you strong. As Emma drifted off to sleep, I watched the monitors tracking 2 heartbeats, my sister and her daughter, both fighters, both survivors. Outside, the storm had passed, leaving behind a sky starting to brighten with dawn. My phone contained dozens of missed calls from flying monkeys, family friends, relatives, even our family pastor, all eager to tell me how wrong I was, how I needed to respect my parents' wishes. I deleted them all without reading. Sometimes family isn't about blood or duty or reputation. Sometimes it's about choosing love over fear, choosing right over easy, choosing to stand beside someone when the whole world has turned its back. I looked at Emma, peaceful in sleep, one hand resting protectively over Hope. In a few months, our little family of 3 would start a new chapter. It wouldn't be easy, but we face it together. That was my choice, and I'd never been more certain of anything in my life. 6 months later, I sat in my living room, watching Emma sing softly to Hope while feeding her. My niece's tiny hand wrapped around her mother's finger, those bright eyes, so much like Emma's, taking in everything. The transformation in Emma was remarkable. Gone was the broken girl from that stormy night. In her place was a devoted mother who tackled online classes between diaper changes, determined to finish her degree. "She's getting so big," I said, putting down my laptop where I'd been working from home. 5 months already, Emma beamed. "Can you believe it?" The doorbell rang. Emma tensed. She always did when someone unexpected arrived. Old fears died hard. I checked the security camera I'd installed and froze. Mom stood outside, alone, clutching what looked like a gift bag. "It's Mom," I told Emma, who immediately held Hope closer. "Want me to send her away?" Emma took a deep breath. "No. Let's hear what she has to say." I opened the door but didn't invite her in. Mom looked smaller somehow, older than her 50 years. Her eyes fixed on the baby in Emma's arms. I brought something," she said, voice trembling. "For Hope." "How do you know her name?" I asked. "I follow Emma's private Instagram account, under a different name." She looked down. "I had to know you were both okay." Emma stood, Hope secure in her arms. "You could have called, or texted, or shown any sign you cared during my entire pregnancy." "I know," Mom whispered. "I was wrong. So terribly wrong." "Where's Dad?" I asked. "He doesn't know I'm here. He's still not ready." But I couldn't stay away anymore. Not after seeing all those pictures, watching my granddaughter grow through a screen, knowing I was missing everything because of pride. Emma walked closer, and Hope turned her head at the new voice, studying our mother with curious eyes. "She looks just like you did as a baby, Emma," Mom said, tears falling now. "I kept thinking about when you were born, how I promised to protect you forever. Instead, I abandoned you when you needed me most." "You chose your reputation over your daughter," I said firmly, "over both your daughters." "Yes." Mom's shoulders slumped. "And I've spent every day since then hating myself for it." The church ladies stopped gossiping months ago. The relatives moved on to new scandals. But I lost my children, and that pain never went away. Emma shifted Hope to her other arm. "What do you want, Mom?" "A chance," she said simply. "Not forgiveness. I haven't earned that yet. Just a chance to try to make things right. To be the mother I should have been, the grandmother Hope deserves." "And Dad?" "I'm leaving him," Mom said, surprising us both. He refused to even look at Hope's pictures. I realized I couldn't live with that kind of hatred anymore. I got my own apartment last week. I shared a look with Emma. We built a good life these past months. Hope was thriving, Emma was healing, and I found unexpected joy in our little family unit. Could we risk letting in the person who'd hurt us so deeply? "We'll need time," Emma finally said. "And there will be rules. You can't just walk back in like nothing happened." "I understand," Mom nodded eagerly. "Anything you need." First, I stepped forward. "You need to acknowledge what really happened with Marcus. Emma wasn't some wayward teen who shamed the family. She was a victim of predatory manipulation by someone in authority." "Yes," Mom agreed, fresh tears falling. "I see that now. I should have protected you, Emma. Should have pressed charges instead of hiding the truth." "It's not too late," Emma said quietly. "I've been talking to other students he targeted. There's going to be a formal investigation." Mom straightened her spine. "Tell me how I can help." Hope chose that moment to let out a happy gurgle, reaching toward the gift bag Mom still held. Despite everything, I smiled. "What did you bring her?" Mom opened the bag, pulling out a worn teddy bear. This was Emma's first stuffed animal. "I kept it all these years." Emma's breath caught. "Mr. Snuggles. I thought he was lost in the move." "No," Mom said softly. "I saved him, hoping someday." Hope reached for the bear, and Emma slowly moved closer, letting Mom place it in the baby's eager hands. As Hope hugged the bear, our mother got her first close look at her granddaughter. "Hello, precious girl," she whispered. I watched them, 3 generations of our family's women, each carrying their own scars, their own hopes. The road ahead wouldn't be easy. Trust, once broken, takes time to rebuild. But standing there, seeing Hope smile at her grandmother, while clutching a piece of her mother's childhood, I felt something shift. Sometimes healing comes in unexpected ways. Sometimes it takes a tiny hand to bridge the gaps between hearts. And sometimes, when you choose love over pride, love finds ways to multiply. "Would you like to hold her?" Emma asked softly. As Mom took Hope in her trembling arms, her face lighting up with wonder, I realized we were all making a new choice. choosing to build something stronger from our broken pieces, choosing to write a different story for hope's future. A story of redemption, of second chances, of love that grows strong enough to overcome pride. A story that began on a stormy night with a choice, and continued now in the sunshine of a new day with another choice,